See it there? Yes, so did I for this sit there? What blow off the mud lake? Monday.
This is just in one day.
Yeah? One day. How long we gonna live in this environment and live in this situation?
Jamaica has a history of bauxite bringing a lot of money into the country. Bauxite does not replenish itself. So once you mine it, that's it. And the land is destroyed. And so the people there saying like, look, you get money from bauxite, but then you're selling us out. You're selling our future because we can't grow any food. We can't farm. We can't sustain ourselves after this stuff is been mined out.
Bauxite has been here for years and been transported to America and all other places, and we never got anything out of it. No mining should be done here.
Member from St. Catherine Northwest.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. St. Catherine Northwest is the home of the Windalco bauxite plant. And while I heard of the multiplicity of things the bauxite industry may have contributed in its very long history, and none of us in Northwest St. Catherine could claim that there is no benefit to bauxite.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel once again. Before we go any further, let me ask you something. When people hear the word bauxite, they think jobs, they think development, they think investment. But here is the real uncomfortable question nobody likes to ask. What happens to Jamaica when the bauxite is gone? Because history has already shown us something very clear in this country. When an industry dries up, communities are left to suffer, not the companies. Today, we are going to talk honestly about bauxite in Jamaica. What it is, why it matters, who benefits, who pays the price, and why some Jamaicans are asking whether this industry is helping or quietly hollowing them. So guys, watch this video and then I'll be back with more reaction after the video. Thank you very much. And as you watch, always please make sure you support us by subscribing to our channel. Thank you.
And then when time the chemical blow now and you come here, you fall out, cut off it, We are living in hell. And as long as the Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, is not involved in a situation, we're gonna die in it for the rest of our life.
I don't think over the years the Jamaican government has gotten what they should out of bauxite. We have the land, but we don't dictate to whoever come in as to what we want. We make people come into this country and dictate to us. The first thing I would do if I was the Minister of Mining, they have to make a factory here in this country. From the years they've been taking bauxite out of here, they should make a factory here that make aluminum. We'd be making cars in Jamaica. We can lobby for things like that. They need what we have, they need it. They're the one coming here for it, So I know that we are not benefiting enough from this.
The dust is murdering us. All when they stop mine, anytime heavy truck pass around the haulage road, the dust still coming over here.
When you say the dust is
It's a
unbearable. I mean, how?
It's bad,
give
man.
me a better
It's bad, and they have a scraper. When that thing scraping off the land, a lot of smoke. All when you lock up in your house, you're suffocating. I have a sinusitis. I did not have sinus. Get infected sinus until they started to mine. If my brother have it now, it was sometimes you can hardly move around.
Oh.
That whole side of my house is rotten off right now. See, a new system I have to change. And still want at least 30 sheets of zinc.
You mean the particles from the
dust come and lodge on it, and it is not like just dust, I don't know why it causes it to rotten. I don't know. Right? If you have grills outside, it just starts, no matter what you paint it with, it just rotten away. I don't know why. In no time, it rotten.
Why isn't Jamaica already rich? Everything you focus on grows. Everything you give attention to manifests. Jamaica is one of the world's largest producers of bauxite that makes aluminum used in cars, planes, buildings, furniture, construction, electronics, appliances, basically everything we can touch. And Jamaica naturally produces it. Why don't we refine and manufacture aluminum ourselves? Bauxite is as important as tourism. Bauxite is Jamaica's industrial future. If we invest in processing and manufacturing, this could generate generational wealth, skills, and real independence for our people. Aluminum is a global demand with numerous industries and products relying on aluminum, so this means export opportunities are massive. Bauxite creates entry-level jobs, skill factory positions, engineering careers, logistic roles. Imagine young Jamaicans working in aluminum manufacturing, automotive parts, aerospace, construction, and even furniture industries, all powered by our natural resources. This is sustainable, high-value employment that doesn't rely on just tourists showing up. Right now, we mostly export raw bauxite, and most of the profit goes to foreign companies, so Jamaica only earns a fraction through royalties and taxes, so we're missing the real value. If we process it here, we keep the money, the jobs, and the expertise in Jamaica. Instead of just mining, we can build factories, train engineers, create design hubs, and even supply aluminum parts for global industries. Bauxite isn't just dirt in the ground, it's opportunity, jobs, and growth waiting to happen. This is generational wealth for Jamaica. Jamaica is too rich in natural resources to be labeled as developing. Let's start industrializing all our natural resources one by one. Create sustainable jobs from them, starting with bauxite. By industrializing our natural resources, we can create sustainable jobs and a stronger economy. Let's reintroduce ourselves, Jamaica. This is Jamaica 3.0. How can we monetize Jamaica? This is a series I came up with just different ways in which we can monetize our country by using our rich natural resources to help our country and everyone in our country to develop generational wealth. So if you have any thoughts, drop it in the comments below. If you have any ideas about it, drop it in the comments below. This is the start. And look out for my next video. I'll talk about agriculture and farming and water, just about everything. So today we choose where our attention will go. And I'm Goddess. I always do Manifestation Monday where you can come in and manifest with me. I'll try to do it as much as I can. I'm not as consistent now because I currently have so much things doing right away, but as soon as I get some time, I will be more consistent with Manifestation Mondays, where everyone is free to join and come and manifest with Goddess, and let's call in our wealthy life, right? Energy is everywhere. Even a nation has energy through its natural resources. Jamaica's water, land, herbs, culture can manifest abundance if managed properly. Look at this billionaire family in India. They took the natural resource of gas and oil that was naturally abundant in their country and turned it into pharmaceuticals and sold it across the globe, and look at them today. We have that same advantage with bauxite. If we just start to take the bauxite and turn it into alumina and aluminum, we can be the seller of all of these different parts and things needed to create all of what I mentioned. Jamaica already has a similar advantage with bauxite. Right now, most of our bauxite is exported in raw and semi-processed form. That means other countries get the real profit because they turn it into aluminum used in cars, planes, buildings, phones, packaging. Imagine if Jamaica built our own aluminum processing plants. We wouldn't just sell raw bauxite, we'd sell finished aluminum products. That would mean more jobs for Jamaicans, factories and infrastructure growth, export of aluminum worldwide, not just raw materials, the ability to create wealth at a national level.
This is just a simple box of aluminum foil. But did you know that aluminum foil is made out of bauxite? And did you know that Jamaica is one of the top producers of bauxite? Now, bauxite mining has been going on for decades now in Jamaica, so much so that it's been causing environmental damage to the country that is felt all over the country today. Now I want you to pay attention to the white stuff that you see on top of the river here. All of that white stuff is the caustic acid. Now anybody will know what caustic acid is. It means it burns through skin and bone. That is what's in. Now, as you can see in this video by the chief and the Maroons of their compound and of the Cockpit country. Cockpit country is where over 40% of the water system in Jamaica originates. Every river, every spring, every stream comes from this area. So if this area is poisoned and is mined from bauxite mining, it will literally destroy all of the waterways and no water will be safe to drink in Jamaica. Currently, you are watching the waters being poisoned right in front of you. All of that stuff, that yellow chemical color you see, is from the caustic acid soda that is being released from the mining that is going on in bauxite.
The water from the river are coming out treatment plant at Spanish and it all I drink out of pipe, feed in and nobody not talk. We're not talk for the right black people, we're not idiots. The water from the river are coming out treatment plant at Spanish.
Now let me translate for the Rasta. This is a map of St. Catherine Parish in Jamaica. Here is where Linstead is, as you can see, and where Bogwalk is, where all the poison and the caustic acid. This is the Rio Cobre. Here, this is Spanish Town, and this is Portmore, two of the major cities in Jamaica. This river runs from here all the way there, from the Cockpit country, going all the way into all of these cities. This is what he's referring to. You are drinking the acidic water, the poisoned water is going to all the major cities. This is what he's referring to. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. As you can see, the Rio Cobre, where all of the poisoned fish and the caustic acid that you saw, look where it runs through. It is one of the major rivers that runs through Spanish Town. So if this is going through Spanish Town and it's going to all the major cities, we need to, as Jamaicans and anybody that loves Jamaica, please share this and get them to stop doing the mining in the bauxite country, or else all of the springs and the waters in the rivers will be poisoned and no one will have safe drinking water. Please share this, everyone, and support the Maroons in their lawsuit against the Jamaican government.
St. Catherine Northwest is the home of the Windalco bauxite plant. And while I heard of the multiplicity of things the bauxite industry may have contributed in its very long history, and none of us in Northwest St. Catherine could claim that there's no benefit to bauxite. It is a chief employer of most persons in Northwest St. Catherine, and as far as the multiplier effect is extensive. However, this bill before us that states $4 million for each MP, I believe, Madam Speaker, is evidence to each constituency, to each bauxite affected constituency. Yes, the amount is... Yes, we know what it is. Yes, we know what it is. Yeah? Yes. But it's allocation of 100 million, and I want to be very open so that my constituents don't believe that we have 100 million. That is 100 million to all, divided among all of them. And to that extent, simple mathematics would suggest that if there's any equity, it's no more than $4 to $5 million per person. To that extent, Madam Speaker, I think it proves that there is no real plan for life after bauxite. It has been indicated that bauxite should have between 10 and 15 years left of effective and efficient production. And we have the history and evidence of life after banana. We have the history and evidence of life after sugarcane. And we see how the suffering had come to those communities that were once dependent for employment and activity. We see in this plan no industry development proposal. We have not seen a life after bauxite plan being put forward for any community. I have not seen it for Northwest St. Catherine. and I am not sure if the other MPs have seen one, but there is no such plan for us to say we are going into this replacement industry. We are going into this replacement activity. And to that extent, it seems as if we are running full speed into the abyss with no plan for the people that are currently directly dependent on the bauxite industry. Indeed, indeed, Madam Speaker, we have seen without any conversation the end of what the public call dust money, the contribution to the community due to the nuisance of the dust from bauxite. I see the minister is a little engaged at this point, but this dust money that used to come to the communities have ended with no conversation to the communities where they would get a quarterly contribution for the dust nuisance that would come from it. In Northwest St. Catherine, we know that the bauxite industry have robbed us of the river. Multiple slates of pollution coming into the river that has caused for not only the economic viability of fishing, but the recreational activity of swimming. I have not. Madam Speaker, I'm asking for your protection.
Members, the member is asking you to allow him to speak. While on his feet, he should be heard.
Madam
Go
Speaker.
ahead, member from St. Catherine West.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, we have been robbed of our rivers. The constant pollution has caused for the habit of recreation in our rivers to end because persons have identified the probability of pollution in the river. We have the caustic pollution. We have seen on multiple occasions the fish kills within the same spaces that we have not been able to benefit from. Madam Speaker, we have also seen where a lot of agriculture are not conducive to the space because especially vegetables suffer under the dust created by the bauxite plant. I speak as well for a school called Charlemont High School that is in direct proximity to what is called the Mud Lake. And at Charlemont, listen, I went by nearly 3,000, so you can talk to me when I get closer. Madam Speaker, Charlemont High School have reported a multiplicity of reports of breathing problems among their children, and to that extent we have not seen that level of investment coming from bauxite. Let's give an example, Madam Speaker, of a place with the production of bauxite. We have no clinic in Louidersville of any worth. The clinic in Louidersville falling apart. We have no clinic in Treadways, not falling apart, non-existent in Treadways. The clinic in Linstead, has been asking for a dressing table to dress wounds that come to that clinic. This is a bauxite community. So with all of the conversations of how great this bauxite is, the limited interface that we have seen suggests to me that the bauxite industry is not playing a satisfactory role in this space. I join my colleague from St. Anne about a hidden problem with the bauxite industry. While it is that many a farmer is robbed of the areas that were mined, the ownership of the bauxite industry of other lands not mined and not being able to be utilized has robbed our communities of economic and housing opportunities because they hold them dear to simply ownership. These are not mined out. You know, the backside, leave me alone. Madam Speaker, of course, we want to focus on the rehabilitation of the mined out lands. Of course, we want to find usage of mined out lands. But I say to you, Madam Speaker, that there is no way we could claim that 14, 15, 20 greenhouses could be a legitimate plan of replacement for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 dependent individuals on that thing. A more extensive development. And while Minister, not criticizing that start. What I'm saying is that I can identify thousands of acres not being mined but under ownership of the bauxite that they have not allowed for usage. And it is creating in some of our constituencies a facilitator of criminal activity through squatting on these lands. Right? And also through non-utilization. Additionally, no, I lost there by 200 votes. Additionally, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I join the member from South Manchester about the lack of coordination and facilitation of the bauxite industry towards the people's representatives as member of parliaments in the area. It is not unusual that the bauxite industry would give scholarships and without knowledge of whom they gave the scholarships to, that the member of parliament office double dip with those individuals, and regardless of requests, that has never been granted, neither to us nor our request sent to them for that to be done. They give no consideration to the people's representatives. Madam Speaker, the rust of the roofs caused by the dust from the bauxite cannot be replaced by the limited contributions that are being given. If we should give 10 sheets of zinc, 6 pieces a lot and 2 pounds a nail, that's $52,000. This amount might give 80 individuals a contribution. Any bauxite community, in particular those in the production communities, the caustic is causing extensive damage to roof, extensive damage to crop, and extensive damage to furniture. I don't know of the livestock. Madam Speaker, I hope the minister can also imply and indicate to us how much money is currently owed to the treasury by these bauxite companies. It is our information that quite a bit is still owed to the government by these bauxite companies. And we'll also like to know for how long this has been owed, because this is a key indicator as to why we are not benefiting sufficiently from the bauxite plant. I welcome the statement from the minister that no bauxite entity or constituency community should be without water. I know piped water. I know that Windalco have its own well, for example. And we hope that as a part of its contribution to the community, that Windalco will consider in a more permanent way to provide for that into our constituencies. So we are happy that this is before us, but we are concerned that what is being granted through an institution is not sufficient to plan for life after bauxite, nor to mitigate the negatives, the cost of the negatives that the bauxite industry has created. With that, Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much for staying with me and watching this video until the end. So guys, first, let's slow this down and educate properly. What is bauxite? Bauxite is the raw material used to produce aluminum. Everything from airplanes, soda cans, phones, cars, aluminum starts as bauxite. Jamaica is one of the top bauxite producing countries in the world, and bauxite mining has been part of the Jamaican economy since the 1950s. Yeah, I know guys, on paper, it actually sounds very good. You know, export revenue, foreign exchange, jobs for Jamaicans, infrastructure promises, and yes, bauxite does bring employment. Nobody is denying that, but employment alone does not equal development. This is where MP Damian Crawford raises a point Jamaicans should not ignore. He said something powerful. Where is the plan for life after bauxite? And that question should hit hard because Jamaica has seen this movie before. Banana industry collapsed. Sugar industry declined. Communities were left with nothing but unemployment and broken promises. When bauxite is finished in a parish, what replaces it? Where are the new industries? Where are the retraining programs? Where are the economic transition plans? Right now, there's no clear national post-bauxite strategy, and that is very dangerous. Now, let's talk about the environmental side, because this is where the real price shows. According to reports and community testimonies, rivers have been polluted. Shipping has stopped in some areas. Recreational river use is gone. Caustic substances have caused fish kills. Once a river is damaged, it doesn't just affect today, it affects generations. That's food security gone. That's culture gone. That's livelihoods wiped out. And the land stripped, mined, and often not properly restored. Health and daily suffering. Let's talk about health and daily suffering. This part is personal for many families. Bauxite dust is not just an inconvenience, it's a health hazard. Communities have reported problems in children, dust settling on crops, damage to roofs and homes, furniture constantly coated, schools affected, and imagine being a parent watching your child struggle to breathe while profits leave the country. And then you ask, where are the clinics? Where is the medical support? In many bauxite communities, basic healthcare infrastructure is missing. That should never happen. Here is something many people don't realize. Bauxite companies often own massive tracts of land. Even land they are not actively mining. That land can't be used for housing, it can't be used for farming, it can't be used for community development. So what happens? Crime increases, communities stagnate, land that could empower Jamaicans instead becomes locked away, waiting on extraction timelines that may never come. Another uncomfortable issue: how much money is actually owed to the Jamaican treasury? Who audits it? Who enforces it? Questions have been raised about unpaid obligations, weak oversight, lack of coordination with local representatives, and when communities hear that only $100 million is allocated to bauxite areas, many ask, is that really enough to repair decades of damage? The short answer is no. Let me be very clear here. This is not anti-worker. This is not anti-development. And this is not anti-foreign investment. This is about fairness, planning, and dignity. Jamaica cannot continue to export raw materials, import finished goods, damage communities, then act surprised when poverty and crime rise if bauxite is taken from Jamaican soil. Jamaican communities must rise with it, not think after it's gone. So I leave you with the same question raised in Parliament. Who benefits from bauxite and for how long? And more importantly, what kind of Jamaica is being built after the resources are gone? This conversation should not be silenced. It should be informed, honest, and fearless. Thank you very much for watching all through. Please make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments and let the conversation keep going. Your voice matters. Thank you.